Now this brings us to the next topic: ratio, rate, and proportion. Now, a ratio is a comparison of two or more numbers that are usually of the same types or measurement. For example, I am 25 years old and my brother is 20 years old. The ratio of my age to my brother's age is 25:20, which is read as 25:20. Now, note that the order in which you state a ratio is very important. Very important. Now, a ratio of 6:7 is not the same as 7:6. Take note. Now, rate. Like ratio, rate is also a comparison between two numbers or measurements. But here, the two numbers in comparison are in different units. For example, rice cost 2,000 naira per kilogram, or 2,000 slash kilogram. Now, a quick example is ice cream cost 100 naira per kilogram. Kings bought 200 kilogram of ice cream. How much did he pay? Now, we're told that ice cream costs 100 naira per kilogram, right? Okay, so now how much did Kings bought 20 kilogram of the ice cream? So now, from the question we're given, 1 kilogram of ice cream cost 100 naira. Therefore, 200 kilogram of ice cream will cost 200 times 100, and that would give us 20,000 naira. So that is the amount of money that Kings will have to pay. Now, how about proportion? Now, proportion is a name we give to statements where two ratios or fractions are equal. It can be represented in two ways. A, two equal fractions, such as A over B is equals to C over D. Another way to represent proportion is using ratios, like saying A ratio B equals to C ratio D. Now, let's see a quick example. Suppose in a house, to every 15 girls, there are 5 boys. Now, how many girls will be in a house comprising 250 boys? Now, to solve this, we are going to make a comparison of girls against boys, written as girls over boys. Now, we're told that for every 15 girls, there are 5 boys. So that means girls equals to 15 and boys equals to 5. That will now be equals to, we're told that if there are 250 boys, how many girls will be there? So that means just in the same manner we have it for the numerator, that is for the girls, it will be, let's say, G for girls. Then for the boys, let's put 250, since there are 250 boys. So now we are comparing 15 over 5 against G over 250. So now, how do we get the number of girls here? By cross multiplication, I'm going to get G is equals to 250 times 15 all over 5. So when I express this figure out, I'm going to end up getting G, which is girls, is equals to 750 girls. So that means that to every 250 boys in the house, there are 750 girls. So now let's take well selected JAMB questions, and then let's see how we can apply solutions to them as regards ratio, rate, and proportion. So the first question here says, A pair of shoe cost 6,500 naira and two shirts cost 4,500 naira. How much will three pairs of shoes and three shirts cost? Now, the solution to this question is, if one pair of shoe cost 6,500 naira, it means that three pairs will cost 3 times 6,500, which will give me 19,500 naira. Now, if two shirts cost 4,500 naira, it means that one shirt will cost 4,500 over 2. Therefore, three shirts will cost 3 times 4,500 over 2. And that will give me 3 times 2,250, which will give me 6,750. Therefore, the total cost of 3 pairs of shoes and 3 shirts will be 19,500 naira plus 6,750, which will give me a total of 26,250 naira. The next question here says, a petrol tank will take a factory 30 weeks when it uses 150 liters per day. How many weeks will it take the factory if it decides to use 500 liters per day? And the solution here is this. If the factory used 150 liters in one day, it means that in 30 weeks, they are going to use 30 times 150, which will give me 4,500. Now, if the factory decides to use 500 liters per day, then the number of weeks the tank will take them will now become 4,500 divided by 500 liters, which will now give me 9 weeks. Therefore, if the factory decides to use 500 liters per day, it will last them just 9 weeks. And this makes more sense because, true, if they use 150 liters per day, it takes 30 weeks. It takes longer than when they use more. Now, the next question here says, the ratio of Bimbo's age to her mother's is 5:7. What is Bimbo's age if her mother is 63 years old? And the solution here is, let Bimbo's age equals to B and let the mother's age equals to M. But we're told that the mother's age, M, is equals to 63 years. Now, by comparison, B ratio M, which is Bimbo ratio the mother, is equals to 5:7, which means that B ratio 63 is equals to 5:7. Therefore, B over 63 is equals to 5/7. Recall earlier we said ratio also means division sign. Therefore, by cross multiplication, we have B bracket 7 is equals to 5 bracket 63. That gives me 7B equals to 315. Therefore, B is equals to 315 over 7, which makes B to be equals to 45. Therefore, Bimbo's age is 45 years. The next question here says, a sum of money is shared among Gregory, Mike, and Joel in the ratio 2:1 whole number 1/2 ratio 2 whole number 1/2, respectively. If Mike receives 10,000 naira, what is the sum of the money? Now, the solution here is this. Let the total amount shared be equal to T. Now, the sum of ratios here is equal to 2 plus 1 whole number 1/2 plus 2 whole number 1/2. And that becomes 2 plus 3 over 2 plus 5 over 2. That is changing mixed fraction to improper fraction. When I do my addition, I'm going to get 6 eventually. Now, the formula to note when we are talking about ratio is share, that is a person's share is equals to the person's ratio all over the sum of ratio times total amount. Therefore, Mike's share is equals to Mike's ratio all over total sum of ratio times total amount. Now, by substitution, this means 10,000 naira, which is Mike's share. 10,000 is equals to 3 over 2, which is Mike's share, all over sum of ratio, which is 6, times total amount, which is T. Now, by cross multiplication, I now have it as 3 over 2T equals to 6 times 10,000. Now, this now gives me 3 over 2T equals to 60,000. Therefore, 3T is equals to 2 times 60,000. And then T will now become 2 times 60,000 over 3. Therefore, when I simplify further, I'm going to get T equals to 40,000 naira. Therefore, the total amount shared by Gregory, Mike, and Joel is 40,000 naira. Now, the next question here says, if S ratio Y equals to 5 ratio 3 and Y ratio Z equals to 4 ratio 7, find S ratio Y ratio Z. Now, the solution here is this. S ratio Y is given as 5 ratio 3. Let's call that equation 1. Now, Y ratio Z is given as 4 ratio 7. Let's call that equation 2. Now, notice that Y is common to both ratios. Now, we therefore make the equation balance by multiplying equation 1 by 4 and then multiplying equation 2 by 3. Now, what that means is that S ratio Y will become 4 brackets 5 ratio 3, which will give me 20 ratio 12. And then Y ratio Z will become 3 brackets 4 ratio 7, which will give me 12 ratio 21. Now, what I now have here is now S ratio Y, which is 20 ratio 12, and then Y ratio Z, which is 12 ratio 21. Now, observe here that S is equals to 20, Y is equals to 12, and Z is equals to 21. Therefore, S ratio Y ratio Z is equals to 20 ratio 12 ratio 21. And that is the answer to the question. The next question here says, if the number M, N, and Q are in the ratio 5 ratio 4 ratio 3, find the value of 2N minus Q all over M. Now, this is from JAMB 2011. The solution to this question is to make the comparison. That is, M ratio N ratio Q is equals to 5 ratio 4 ratio 3. This means that M is equals to 5, N is equals to 4, and Q is equals to 3. Now, the question given is 2N minus Q all over M. Now, in this case, we are going to substitute. So, by substitution, 2N minus Q all over M will become 2 brackets 4 minus 3 all over 5. Now, 2 times 4 is 8. Then minus 3 over 5. 8 minus 3 is 5 over 5. Therefore, if I divide 5 by 5, I'll get 1. Therefore, the answer to that question is 1. The next question now says, Audu can do a piece of work in 6 days and Irene in 12 days. How long would both take to complete the work if they work together? Now, to solve this question, we're going to say, let total work done equals to W. Therefore, for Audu, in 6 days, he completed W, that is the work. Therefore, in 1 day, Audu did 1/6 of W, which is equals to W/6. Then for Irene, in 12 days, she completed the work W. Therefore, in 1 day, Irene did 1/12 of W, which is W/12. Now, for both Audu and Irene, working together in 1 day, they will accomplish W/6 plus W/12. The LCM of this is 12. Therefore, working out that addition of fraction, I'm going to end up getting 3W/12. And when I simplify that, I will get W/4. That is, they did 1/4 of the work working together in 1 day. So that means that both of them working together, it will take them 4 days to complete the work. The next question says, a recipe of chili for 20 people requires 4 pounds of beans. At this rate, how many pounds of beans are required to make chili for 150 people? Now, solution. 20 people required 4 pounds of beans. Then one person will require 4/20 pounds of beans. Therefore, 150 people will now require 4/20 times 150. Now, 4 times 150 gives me 600, then over 20. When I do my division, I'm going to get 30. Therefore, 30 pounds of beans are required for 150 people. Now, the next question here says, if 8 men takes 12 days to assemble 16 machines, how many days will it take 15 men to assemble 50 machines? Now, we'll solve this in 2 ways. For the first way, we're going to be using 12 days as reference point. Now, 16 machines were assembled by 8 men. Then 50 machines will require 50/16 times 8, which will give me 25 men. Therefore, 25 men will assemble the machine in 12 days. Therefore, one man doing the work alone, it will take him 25 times 12 days, which is 300 days. So now 15 men should take 300 days over 15, which will give us 20 days. Now that is the solution to the question. So guys, we have come to the end of ratio, rate, and proportion. So please log on to cognitives.com to get more questions and more understanding. And please take your time to solve carefully the questions that will be displayed on the screen.